Hello everybody, welcome once again to Theater StarCraft YouTube. Pretty much, oh, he says good luck, have fun, oh nice! Pretty much what I do here is I watch StarCraft 2, and then I talk while I watch it, and then you watch, and you're probably talking while you watch this too, to yourself. Anyway. I'm sorry, I burp. I just had ice cream and water. I know, it doesn't sound really good, but I waited after having the ice cream quite a while to consume the water, so to imbibe the water. But here we are, game number 1 versus Rahvin, who you may have just watched, Pummel Waffle Man, and Jab, 2 Protoss players, so this will be very interesting. I think Jab might be favored to win this one, though. I don't know. Rahvin's force fields have been spot on. So we may be able to get the upper hand on Jab here, if Jab also does not know how to use his force fields. By the by, he certainly doesn't know how to spend his minerals. Never mind, he just did. Okay, anyway, I knew he was going to, so don't look at me like that with those judging eyes. Anyway, back to the game. Yes, Waffleman just played Rahvin here, our Protoss in the top right-hand corner, as Terran, and Waffleman, unfortunately, was no match for Rahvin's force fields, which is quite unfortunate for him because he lost 2-0. So, now, in the next step up on the ladder, Rahvin is going to play Jab, who I think Jab was Rahvin's old teammate from the league. So, and of course when you're on the league, you're in these teams of like 3, 4, or 5 players, most likely 3 or 4. I think Rahvin's team was a 4-player team, and every person is supposed to be a higher or lower tier than the other, and I think Jab was ahead of Rahvin. So we're going to see if Jab can take Rahvin out. Of course, Jab also probably played another person and beat him, who is the same level as Rahvin, so Rahvin's going to go up to Jab. And you get what I'm saying? You get it? You get it? Good. Great. Rahvin being very careful not to wall in against his Protoss opponent here. Let's go into the production tab to see if there's anything finicky going on with either of these players. There's Cybernetics Core for Rahvin just now going down, and Jab already has his down and is already researching Warp Gate. Is Jab going to place down a proxy pylon right outside of Rahvin's main base? And if so, is Rahvin going to be able to spot it? Let's go ahead and take a look at my graphics details. Yes, I am an an excruciating graphical detail. I was confused because I couldn't quite see the amount of detail that I wanted to on that probe that was in the shade. Jab almost letting his scouting probe go down to Rahvin's Zealot at the foot of his main base here, at the foot of his main. And Jab, his scouting probe crying wee 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 all the way home. Look at the poor probe. Look at him just go. Wee, wee. Betting pool now on which player will expand first, as I try and pick my nose. I'm sorry. It was itching. It's what guys do, okay? Just because you caught me doing it on video camera doesn't mean that I do it all the time. Okay? Okay? Okay. Now that we've established that, and I do it all the time, so whatever. That's what I say to you. Whatever. We're going to see which Protoss opponent has his robotics facility down first. Rahvin just now getting his robotics facility, and of course, Jab's already done and already working on that first observer. Coming out soon to the 3-gate Robo from Jab and a 3-gate Rogo, a 3-gate Robo from Rahvin. We're going to see whose 3-gate Robo is a better. Right now it's looking like Rahvin is ahead in the supply, which is pretty cool. despite the fact that he's been behind in his productional facilities. But Jab now throwing down that proxy pylon right outside of Rahvin's main. We're going to see if he does anything spooky with this. Because that observer is now going out to spot the high trees so that Jab can warp in those stalkers into those trees, which is if this were a real-life Protoss match is what would be happening right now. Rahvin now taking a confused little look. This probe, like, what's going on? But Jab not really hiding that probe all that well, or his observer all that well, and that proxy pylon of his and the proxy probe of his going down quite handily to Rahvin, taking the first casualty of this game, the first true casualty of this game, at least, because that's 2 units lost now for Jab. That probe and that pylon for 150 resources total lost. Back to the production tab. Nexus going down for Rahvin. Nice little expansion. Being behind in every other productional facility to date, Rahvin is the first one to throw down his expansion. Which means that he could be vulnerable to an attack, but he did just warp in some extra units here. Jab seems to be quite keen on sitting around doing nothing. Oh, nope. Wow. That is quite the money dump right there. Jab saying that he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 900 extra minerals just lying around doing nothing. And he also did throw that down just as soon as he saw that Rahvin was expanding. And there we go, that observer, ooh, just barely going down. And did he just kill his own observer? Rahvin just got a little bit too excited with that trigger finger. I'm pretty sure he just took down his own observer. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where that extra units lost did come from, because Jab had 2 units lost before. He lost that observer, which brought him up to 3, and then Rahvin killed his own observer, which brought him up to 2 units lost. So that's pretty fantastic for his sake. I'm just going to go ahead and throw in a quick lull there, even though no one else will see it but me, because I am the only one observing this game. But Rahvin will see it when he watches this replay. His own observer, classic, getting a little too happy with that trigger finger. Trigger finger. I hope that can't be translated into a euphemism, but I certainly still hope not. Anyway, let's take a look at the income tab, see which player is ahead. Jab now ahead, because he has more harvesters than Rahvin does. It's not a very well populated natural for Rahvin, and if he still had that observer, he'd be able to see Jab's observer now. Taking a peek at his own base, with 2 fully decked out, actually I should just say no gas at either of the expansions for both these players, although Jab did just plan to throw down his 2 geysers. Rahvin still has no plans to populate his, and he is actually supply blocked. But he is still ahead in supply over his opponent Jab. This is quite the exciting game, must I admit. Where is Rahvin's observer over here? He doesn't have an observer. He should probably get an observer and put it... Hey, that's a Colossus. Let's follow it. See where it's going. Oh, it's stopping. Oh, nope, it's going again. Colossus are so cool. Look at how their little legs walk. I mean, yeah, but the thing is about it is, though, is they always look like they're floating above the terrain. Probably the same with stalkers. Like, there's no real hardcore connection to the shadows, what I'm trying to say. I mean, look at that. It's I mean, there's that space there that you can see in this 1080p video where the foot doesn't meet the shadow, and it's kind of lame. It kind of soils the whole experience of the lighting tricks. You get what I'm saying? Mid-probes, totally excusable. Flying units look fantastic, because you expect there not to be that sort of connection. But when it comes to things like even zealots, but especially stalkers with this tiny little legs that don't really have feet on the end of them, to not be connected to the shadows in that way sort of kind of takes away from the whole experience. I'm not going to get into the low resolution of the shadows themselves. I think other game engines do that a lot better, like the Unreal 3 engine. But that is not for me to bicker about right now. Instead, what it is for me to bicker about right now is I'm going to go into the Everyone display. Is that an observer over there, that watchtower? Nope, that is a probe. Oh, wow. Hiding craftily behind that Zelnok watchtower. As we can see, Rahvin's army is now moving forward, and now Jab can see that as well. Is this observer going to take a dive, a nose, a U-turn? And Rahvin moving out at exactly the right time when he is a little bit behind his supply. And, okay, so maybe it's not that perfect. And Jab can reinforce a little bit more easily than he can. Rahvin moving out without that extra protective pine wall. But this is a big fight nonetheless. We're going to see whose force fields are better. Those are Jab's force fields. These are Rahvin's force fields. Jab making sure that Rahvin's zealots can't do that much damage. And what is the point of moving your zealots away and retreating? I mean, look at this. These are just, you know, damaged goods is what they are. You might as well just run them into Jab's army. Might as well, and take that probe with them. How many probes did you bring, Rahvin? My goodness, that was an all-in attack that really should not have failed. Really, it should not have failed. And because it did, you are now way behind in this game. Way behind. But you won't be way behind until Jabs finally starts to realize that he should probably Maynard some probes over to his third there. And that Rahvin should probably grab that third and kill this observer. Kill him, kill him, kill him. Kill him until he's dead. But these two Colossus there are working out quite nicely for Rahvin in that previous engagement that we just saw. And they didn't take a lick of damage either. And I'm pretty sure that he attacked with two Colossus and then retreated with two Colossus intact. Very impressive. And there is that observer that I was looking for that should have been hovering over Jab's army to begin with. Is Jab now going to be working on those Colossi? Doesn't look like he has his bay out, but he does have a crap ton of gateways. Wow, that is a lot of gateways. I'm looking for that robotics. 3 more gateways. Man, now if he just got in like a few immortals into this army, he would be so invincible. But instead he's going to rely on this army that I like to refer to as Colossus fodder. But Rahvin going to throw away about 8 zealots, which is not smart on his part. But it is going to be a beautiful distraction trying to take out this third. But all these zealots moving out of position for the rest of the army. Not smart. Still mixing in 10 probes into his army. For what purpose? I have absolutely no idea. And now all of these stalkers are just going to lay waste to everything that has Rahvin's name on it. Like these 3 stalkers here. And oh, we're trying to retreat the Colossi up the ramp. They can probably maneuver right over this little ledge here. But no, just let the Rahvin losing control of his zealots here, who could have easily taken out these 2 stalkers and probably finished off the Nexus as well. Instead, Jab's army is going to just methodically pick apart these stalkers here, with these zealots, which are just now retreating, just plain old retreating. And how many gateways does Rahvin have here? He has 8. It's a very standard number of gateways, but jeez, Jab has so many of these darn things. And these ones aren't even warp gates yet. These ones, oh, are warp gates, but Jab needs to concentrate on his macro here. Look at this, he's got 5 gateways that are not warp gates. Oh, that's embarrassing. He's got to be able to see that. Oh no, he probably doesn't have, he probably uses the W warp gate shortcut instead of putting them all in a hotkey. But this looks like a good Protoss death ball parked right outside of Rahvin's natural, just waiting to do some damage. Rahvin does have that 2 weapons upgrade, but Jab has his 2 and 3 now. 3-3 now. Oh, that was a magical moment to just catch right there. And Jab now moving out with this nice fat death push right up into Rahvin's 3rd. That's the smell of death for you. And that income deficit is going to turn into an even bigger deficit. Oh, sunk down far below that 1,000 mark now. Going down below the 800 mark, down below the 700 mark, just because he's missing out on those few precious extra minerals. Not good. This observer's still doing his duty, making sure that Rahvin's army is being kept in check. Look at the disparity between these supply counts. Rahvin at 111, Jab at 194. There is absolutely no way that Jab could throw this game away to Rahvin's pure gateway units. Absolutely no way. And now blinking up on the high ground, taking out the main and letting this army just deal with the rest of it. He needs to move this army forward and just do a little bit of a stutter step micro with his stalkers, but blink will do the job quite nicely enough. And there is the GG from Rahvin. Ooh. That was game number 1 to Rahvin and Jab. Stay tuned for game number 2.